Yo, what is up guys, and welcome to a brand new series here on this channel. It's actually a series that I have actually previously started, but I didn't really get much into it, but now I am definitely doing this, and it is a series called CLOUGH. And if you don't know what it is, it's basically as follows. Basically what I'm doing is a FIFA 17 career mode with Nottingham Forest with the name Brian Clough. And if you don't know who Brian Clough is, like in football terms, he's an absolute legend, and this is just like a inspiration from him, and it's also a sense of achievement. Basically what I want to do is I'm giving myself 3 seasons for the first season to get promoted to the Premier League, second season to win the Premier League, third season win the Champions League. And you're probably thinking that's unrealistic, that wouldn't ever happen in real life. Well, believe it or not, it actually did. From 1997, when, well, in the 1976 to 1977, Brian Clough took Nottingham Forest from the second division back then to Division 1, which is the equivalent of the Championship to the Premier League nowadays. In the next season, he won the Division 1 title, which is the equivalent of the Premier League title. So that means they were in Europe for the next season. And in the next season, he went all the way and won the European Cup. It was basically a FIFA career, but in real life, which is just mind-blowing, especially with a team like Nottingham Forest. So what I thought is, I'm going to try and do the same, but in FIFA. And believe it or not, like, Nottingham Forest are in the same sort of position that they were in when Brian Clough took over in 1975. So I'm going to try and replicate that. So obviously from now on, I'm in the Brian Clough mindset. So we are going to get started. So we're going to read this in transfer markets. Alright, let's have a look at our vision and expectation. So for youth development, they want us to sign 1 youth player, and in that season they want that player to play in 10 games. I can do that because bringing 3 young players is very easy, and also bringing a youth player that is a midfielder, I can do that. I will be able to do that because if we're winning, then that should happen anyway, being able to sell out 50% of league home games. Financial, yeah, that's fine, and increase club worth, I think I'll be able to do that. Fight for promotion, I'm going to be trying to do that anyway. FA Cup and EFL Cup, I'm not really going to be too into, but obviously if we win them, that's very good. And long term, within 2 seasons, get promoted. I want to get promoted in 1, otherwise I'm not on course, and there's nothing continental because we're not in Europe this season. I'm not going to look at scout reports, I'm not going to look at that, but the next thing that we are going to do is going to be selling players, and all I'm going to be doing in this episode is like transfers and making a team into my own or into a Clough team, and I kind of know what that is. So let's start looking for these players. I have no idea who you are. You can go. Henderson doesn't seem too bad. He's only recently joined, so he can stay. You're a young keeper. You might as well stay. You know, you might as well stay. You're quite old, you can go. Because one thing that Clough did, he wasn't afraid to sell players. He never really got attached to any of his players, so that means that he was just making it easier for themselves. Daniel Fox, you can go. Jack Hobbs, even though you're ex-Liverpool and ex-Lincoln, you can go. Thomas Lamb, you look like a very good young centre-back, you'll stay. Mancian, you can stay. Matt Mills, unfortunately, you can go. Perquis or Perquis, you can go, even though you're only just joined. And Worrell, you know what, Worrell, you can stay. Panolas, you can go. Traore, I think you've just joined, so you can stay. Lehigh, you're worth quite a bit, you can go. Pereira, you can stay. Actually, we've got a player called Clough on our team, Zach Clough, who is actually a very good young cam, actually, so I'm very much looking forward to using him, and he's going to fit to my team. It's good, it's nice having a Clough in the team, like actually that Brian actually had his son, oh my god, how have I forgotten his name? Nigel. It came to me as I was trying to think that, but that's good. So yeah, like Nigel was actually in his team later on in his Forest days. Matty Cash, you can say, as a young centre mid. Chris Cohen, even though you are the captain in real life, you can go. Grant, I'm going to recall you from loan, actually. Is that Notts County? Oh, Kasami. You're a good player in real life, but I don't want you in my team. Shibola. You can stay, even though you're on loan. That's fine. Mustafa Carriol. Oh, I'm actually tempted to keep you as a backup winger. Like, Ben Osborne, in my mind, he is going to be like my John Robertson of time. And if you don't know who John Robertson, he was one of the key players in the CLOUGH Nottingham Forest side that won the European Cup. He didn't possess too much pace like Osborne done, but he's got 2 good feet. What's his? Okay, weak foot's only 2, but I feel like he's going to be a very good player in my team. Who is this? Aribiyabi. I don't know who you are. I don't know. Am I tempted to keep it? You're bloody quick. You know, you're staying. Zhao to share it. You know what? You're worth quite a bit. I'm going to sell you. Let's... Lika, you can stay out on loan. Asombalonga is a tough one because I want to bring in my own strikers. And I don't know if he's a CLOUGH player. Ooh. Ben Brereton. 6 foot, 17 years of age. Yeah, you're staying. Ross McCormack. No, you know what? You're going. Velios, you can go on loan. This young Walker intrigues me. He's got a bit of pace about him, so it looks pretty good. I'm tempted to bring him back. You know what? I am, actually. And Ward, you're 30. I want you to go. So we've listed the players, and now let's have a look at a few players that we actually want to bring in. And I do actually have a couple of players in mind that I actually do want. So it's about getting them for the right price. Because wait, what's our budget? 5.1 mil. But actually, we need to buy some youth staff first. And I'm not really too fussed about buying like great ones. I'm not going to get that Thomas Burnson, but this Keith McAvoy. It could be pretty decent. And I'm only literally going to get like really crappy ones. But it's mainly like these guys. And the CLOUGH like loves like British talent. So what I'm going to do is send these out to... Wait, is he Scottish, this guy? No, you're the Scottish guy. So you can go to Scotland. And you can scout me a good player. And you are going to go to... Republic of Ireland. So we've got Britain covered, and that's good scouting. But obviously back then the person that did the best scouting was CLOUGH's right hand man, Peter Taylor. Like, what a legend he was. It was the best at scouting talent. So who am I thinking to come in? I don't want to get loan players. I want to bring in players that will actually play. And the first one that I want is who I think is going to be a proper signing in a CLOUGH team is Jonathan Lecco from West Brom. He's got some good pace about him. He's got pretty decent stamina. He's got decent strength. He's going to be a key player. I think he will. And the one that I want at the back as one of the main centre backs, which I think he's like the Burns of the CLOUGH team. If you don't know who I'm on about, then that's fine. How am I going to search him? I think it's if I put in Joe G. Yeah, there we go. 19 years of age. Like, young players are very good, but I'm not afraid to get like experienced pros if called upon. And I want to get a keeper. And you might be looking at this, and you might look at this and think this is not going to be a great one. But this Jack Rose, he intrigues me. He doesn't have the best stats ever, but I think he could be a player that is going to be like the Peter Shilton of this team. He's going to be absolutely fabulous. I do need... I think a left back would be pretty good. So what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to go Premier League, and then I'm going to go on loan listed. And let's have a look, see who is available, because there could be someone that I might have forgotten that I want in my team. Twanzebe is a very, very good centre-back for Manchester United. So bringing him would be fantastic. Ben Woodburn is definitely another player that I am so interested in. There is actually one player that I want. I wonder if he's on this list, because I want to buy him. and he's right at the bottom. Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I think this player in real life is going to be a star, and I think in my team this is the player I want. At the moment I haven't really looked at any strikers because I feel like we need to get rid of players in order to sign some. But 1.1 mil is pretty decent, but I want to see if I can test the waters a bit and try and get... We've got good wages, and I think most of that has come from Ross McCormack, so that is actually very good. So I'm hoping that we can get Joe Gomez for about 2.2 mil. That would be very nice. I know his wages are quite a bit at the moment. See, look at this price of Jack Rose. And his rating isn't going to reflect how I think he is in this game. But I feel like he's going to be a solid keeper. Let's see if we can get Ben Woodburn down for about 600. I think he'll be good backup to Ben Osborne. Plus, like, he'll play a bit himself. Right, let's see if we can go down to 1.5 mil for Ruben Loftus-Cheek. These are my main targets, but obviously I'll be thinking of some as we go along. But I want a striker that is going to propel us to the Premier League, because I do believe at the start of next season, if we're in the Premier League, I will be able to maybe afford someone even better, because that would be good. And then I want to buy someone that can get us to European glory. But I want to keep the squad that I'm making this one throughout all of it. I want to be using players non-stop. So let's see if we can actually get some of these in. Rotation player I would like at the moment, but he will be a first team player, I'm pretty sure of that. Right, Ben Woodburn, let's try 650k. I don't know if I'll be able to get all of these, but I know which ones I would prioritise. Really? That's only 30k left. Do you know less? You know what? I'm going to go for it, because his wages are ridiculously low. Absolutely ridiculous. You know, 800k is absolutely fine, and 6k is dirty. That is a dirty sign, and this will be. I need to think maybe more of like centre mid, what I want to bring, because I'm thinking that we're going to have young Zach Clough as the cam, have Ruben Loftus-Cheek as a centre mid, and I want another centre mid. Right, 25k I'm happy to pay the money for. Joe Gomez, I think, is one of the best young centre-backs on this game. So, you know what, I'm going to pull out of the Swansea deal just for now, because I feel we have two good centre-backs in Lamb and... is it not Burrell? Because we're going to have Mancienne and Joe Gomez at the back. So 2 from West Brom, which is fine. 2.5k. It's disgusting how much we're paying. He's only 60 rated, but in the Championship that's not going to be too bad. Jonathan Lecco, welcome to Nottingham Forest. You are going to join the Clough revolution, I promise you. What an absolute beast he will be. Let's see who else we can sign within the next day or so. He wants a bigger role. To be fair, like, I'm happy to give Ruben Loftus-Cheek an important first team player. He's going to play throughout this season. He's going to be sensational in my eyes. Okay, it looks like 700k could be the one, but I'm starting to think I haven't got enough money ever. Might have to adjust budgets a bit, but we need players to sell realistically. I had a feeling that this one's going to be rejected, so let's put up to 5 years and then give them first team. I think this season is going to be really good if I can get these players in, and it's only if I can get these players in. Zach Clough, I'm not getting rid of Zach Clough, not even to Juventus. That's crazy, but they want him. Reject all offers. He is staying. He has got the Clough name. Jack Rose, you welcome to the club. You are a very, very cheap, underrated signing, and I think you are going to be brilliant to goal. Who knows though? He could actually turn out to be a letdown, but at that price, it's worth a gamble. It really is. Ben Woodburn, I'm going to offer you a contract right about now, and I'm going to wait for Joe Gomez first, because I think that one's a bit more important. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, I think, is going to be a really great player for us, but I need to make sure that we can actually sign both of them. Which we can sign you. Can we sign him? We can sign Ruben Loftus-Cheek, but we can't actually sign Ben Woodburn just yet, so it's definitely something that we need to take into consideration. I do want to bring in my own striker. That is the thing. Like, realistically right now, I can sort out his wages to 6k, but we'll need a bit more a bit more money in the bank in order to complete the deal. Because like, I can actually. Oh, we need about 250k. 250k. Come on, we can get that money from somewhere. Even if someone goes out on loan, we can get the money from their wages and put it into transfer budget. Come on, we can do this. Please. Okay, it looks like we're not doing anything, but yeah, a bit more about. Oh wait, yes, going out on loan. A goal kick. Even though like Henderson and Stokovic, who's just gone out on loan, are 70 rated, I think Jack Rose can be really good. And let's be honest, if not, we've still got Henderson to come back in. But I have a sneaky suspicion about young Rose. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to walk you through how I'm going to be playing through this. And I'm going to ask your opinion. Like, you can leave your comments down below on how I could change your team down line. So what we're going to have is Clough right there. He's going to be absolutely brilliant. Sombalonga can play there right now. Osborne can stay there. Carriol. Ooh. I actually forgot about Carriol. Well, for now, Lecco is going there. Cohen can stay there for now. Actually, no, I'm going to put that Shibola. He looks like he's going to be a pretty decent player, you know. And then next to him, we are going to put Ruben Loftus-Cheek. We're going to put Rose in goal, but we're going to keep. Where's Henderson? Who is 70 rated? He is going to be on the bench. Who else we got down there? Got young Joe Gomez, who's going to be brilliant next to Mancian, and then we're going to put Traore at left back. There you are. And then at right back I want Pereira instead of Lehigh. So that's good. And then on the bench we're gonna have Lamb. We're gonna have this guy here who I can swap there. We're gonna have Woodburn. We're gonna have Walker there. Cash can stay there, and I brought back young Grant there. So ideally, the squad's actually looking pretty good. Obviously, might use some players from here. So I might use you. I might use Brereton. Worrell. I might use. It was Worrell. I thought it was Borrell or Borrell or something. But now we're going to obviously do the roles. So who's going to be our main captain? I think Joe Gomez is going to be our captain. Then we're going to have on free kicks. I'm going to choose Osborne. He's going to be our key man. Penalties. Ooh, Lecco has good penalties. You can take them. And then Osborne can take the corners. And the last thing I want to do, while quickly sorting out team, is do the kit numbers. I've been needed to cough for ages. But yeah, let's just quickly do these. So Jack Rose is going to be number 1 for now. I'm actually going to put Pereira as number 2. Mancian can stay as number 4. Joe Gomez can be our number 6, with Traore number 3. Actually, they're going to be 5 and 6. That's going to be good. Shibola, I'm going to actually put him as number 4. I think he's going to be our anchor. With Loftus-Cheek, he's going to be our number 8. You're going to have Clough potentially. Could he be number 10? I don't know. But Lecco is going to be number 7. Yeah, you know what? He's on number 10. He's on number 10. And then, so that's 1 to 11 in the team. So now we want Henderson can play that. Lamb number 28. That's fine. Walker is number 15. I want Woodburn. I want his number 17. There we go. Swap him with Matt Mills. Cash 41 can stay as that. Number 21. Grant, I want him as number 14 if possible. There we go, changing with Matt Mills again. So that actually is our team set up, but I do want to, if I can before the start of the season, I do actually want to bring in another striker as the main striker. Velios, you can go on loan, that gives us a bit of wages, 24k wages. He's going out on loan to League One side Millwall, which is going to be interesting. Basically, I want this episode to literally run up till the first game and then start the next game. We're going to be doing 2 games per episode, regardless of competitions and stuff, and then that's going to run to the end of the season. I'm going to chop this whole series up into 3 different series, like first season being first, second, third. This like a whole thing is going to just last 3 seasons regardless, but I would love to end it with the European Cup. And I will say this, the difficulty I will be playing on is world class, so it's going to be a big challenge, but it's one I'm very much looking forward to. Potential's bad. I'm only signing players that have got good potential. You know what, Rob Strachan, oh wait, it was a midfielder. Worked out quite right. This is the one I'm aiming for, some good players. Okay, this is not good. This month is not a good month. Perquis, the centre back that I'm not going to use, 500k with 40k of wages. That's actually going to be very good. You know what? I'm very tempted by one certain player. Or am I? I don't know. I really want a striker that's going to be like very good. One player that I do want, realistically, is Jordan Rhodes, but he's going to cost way too much, and he's on loan to Sheffield Wednesday. I want a striker, and you know what, I'm actually going to say minimum age is going to be 30 years old, and I'm going to look in the Premier League first. I want an experienced pro. Peter Crouch I'm looking at. I'm going to look at. Jermaine Defoe is going to be too much. Oh yeah, I'd love to get Ibrahimovic. That would be pretty good. Jonathan Walters, possibly? I don't know. I won't say no to John. What about Championship? Beckford Bent. Bent could be a decent one. I do actually have a couple of youngsters in mind as well, so I'm actually going to look at them now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them to loan, and then I need to put them back to the Premier League. And let's see, because there's a couple I might actually get on loan instead of buying one outright. One of them is Dominic Solanke. Calvin Lewis, I haven't really looked at your stats, but you could get a go. You could get a run out potentially. Anyone else that cuts my Thierry Ambrose? This is the player as well. I'm tempted to try and get both of these on loan, and then like if they do good, then I could potentially sign them full time. But at the end of the season, I mean. Crouchy he's too much, unfortunately. Walters is worse. I'm going to try and get these both on loan for, I'm going to say 2 years, because by the time, even though like his rating would have gone up by the time, but by the time his loan runs out, we should be in a position where we can actually afford him. And the other one I want to get is Dominic Solanke. If I can get these both, I'd be very happy. Calvin Lewis I'm not too worried about, but Solanke I think could be a goal scorer for us. Not much pace, but he's a goal scorer, and I think that Thierry Ambrose has got the pace to really cause trouble in the Championship. Ambrose is done very quickly. Can we just get Solanke in just before the opening game at home to Burton? That is the big question. No, we actually can't. Okay, Osombalonga I just don't see being a player that I want in my team, so I'm going to swap him with Ambrose. He is actually the main striker, so I do need to give him a squad number. Is he going to be number 9, or is Solanke going to be number 9? I think Solanke is going to be the number 9, to be honest. So what number did they give him? 27. I'm going to give him the number 19, and then swap him around with Woodburn. So Woodburn's number 19 and Terry Ambrose is number 17. I'm happy with that. I am happy with that. So that actually is going to wrap up our first episode of CLOUGH. If you did enjoy and you can't wait for the season start and see what this journey's like, trying to get to European Cup glory or Champions League glory nowadays, then leave a like. If you want to leave comments of anyone that I should sign on a budget, then I would appreciate that. But until next time, guys, it is me, Jealous, saying goodbye.